if you notice, I labeled the pictures 1 through 9 that correspond, so the numbers 1 through 9 on the paper. I took these actually from, has seen, you know, those Mormon, like I Am a Mormon videos, right? Or there's even, you know, the counteraction in the ex-Mormon community, they're like, and I am an ex-Mormon. And these are all pictures of individuals from each of those videos. Now, I want you to look at each of these people and just profile right now. It's okay, I'm encouraging you to judge for now. Try to guess which one's Mormon and which one's ex-Mormon, and I'll give you a few minutes to do that. So just try to guess, you can do it in your head or on your piece of paper, which of these individuals are Mormon and which ones are ex-Mormon. I think you notice by now, at first glance, it could be pretty difficult to tell. Maybe there's some differences. I don't know, I was trying to really filter these out so that, you know, it's really difficult to tell. The point is, it's like trying to pick out a needle in a haystack for either side. It's really difficult to tell just by first glance, you know, judging a book by its cover, who really is Mormon and who's ex-Mormon. I'm going to hold off on the answer for a bit. I know. And I want to show you this video.
It's a good day. It's a good day, right?
And I didn't get the sound all the way up yet. Hang on a second. Well, I'm not exactly sure if anyone in the back will be able to hear, but speakers are all the way up there. I was thinking about holding the microphone to it. Maybe I can. I'm pretty tall. But anyway.
I've been pretty apprehensive about coming on video to talk about these things because I'm worried about what my family is going to say and what my family is going to do. I'm worried about what my family is going to say and what my family is going to do. I worry that people are just going to write me off as another apostate, another anti-Mormon, and tell me that what I have to say and think and believe doesn't matter, doesn't really have any meaning. But I want to be true to myself and overcome my fears by doing this. I was at a really low point in my life, one of the lowest, one of the worst, and I thought I was at the end, and I'd really kind of given up. But that day, the missionaries showed up at my door looking for me and asking how I was and if there's anything they could do for me. And that really sparked my curiosity. Was this a sign? You know, is this divinely inspired? For quite a while thereafter, I became really obsessed with what I was learning about psychology and philosophy, history and archaeology, language and culture, the church and religion, theology and doctrine, various sciences, and I quickly realized that I was deceiving and deluding myself, and I was fooling myself and a lot of other people in many areas of my life. I think it's unfortunate that there's this fear instilled in many members about outside sources and the anti-Mormon information out there, because it doesn't really translate into other areas of their lives. If they're going to buy a gift, they'll read reviews, and criticisms and get the pros and cons and raves and rants so that they can make the best informed decision that they can. But when it comes to something like their faith and their religion, which they're basing their entire life off of, they kind of shy away from anything that is not faith promoting, and they kind of treat it like a disease. That's something that you need to dig into. Just because you're afraid that the devil's going to get you and you're going to become corrupt and your faith and testimony isn't strong enough to withstand the clutches of Satan, that really puts your mind in a box. It completely disregards contrarian opinions and critics' opinions and what they might say, when if what you believe is true, it will stand on its own. It will stand up to scrutiny. It will stand up to criticism. So there shouldn't be any fear involved. I'm even more outgoing, less reserved, and I'm more honest, particularly with myself, but with others, because truth and my integrity go hand in hand in my life. I care about life and the world and my place in it so much more, because it's possible that this is all I'm going to have, and I don't want to waste it. It's very frightening, and yet at the same time very empowering and very humbling to think that maybe there's no one in my corner rooting for me. There's no one up there watching out for me. But at the same time, recognizing that while I'm not in control of everything, I am responsible for me, and I'm still in charge of me, that's a very wonderful feeling. My name is Matt Harrison. I'm a truth seeker, a wanderer, a student of life, and I'm very happily an ex-Mormon.
How many people have seen, similar movies like the Mormon movies, or I'm a Mormon movies, and I'm an ex-Mormon, Oh, not as many as I expected, honestly, actually. Just FYI, there's two sides, of course, and as Mr. Harris, and I almost called him Harris, just said, my favorite part of that entire thing wasn't, that he said that he's deluding himself and basically trying to imply that Mormonism is wrong. But I think the best part of that entire thing was, I think the quote goes, there shouldn't be any fear involved. What you believe to be true should be able to stand up to all scrutiny, criticism, etc. So that's exactly why I hope that we're all gathered here today. And in the future. I plan to be able to do a lot more of these talks and discussions in the future. Frankly, again, I'm very impressed with the turnout today. This is just the beginning, and I hope that we'll all be able to work together to be able to better understand each side. Not just our own, or not just one side, but both sides. So, I just want to share a little bit more of my story, if I can indulge a little bit more. For those of you who walked in, I've kind of been on a bit of both sides of of Mormonism. I've been a believer, and then I have been a non-believer for a few years now. That doesn't mean that I won't ever believe again, actually. In fact, I try to very honestly and openly admit, I really don't know if there's a God or not. So far I don't believe, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But in the meantime, my hope is, again, be able to have an open enough discussion, be able to see both sides of the argument, not just cynicism, but honest, open, I guess you can say criticism, open discussion. I think maybe that's a better word, so that hopefully we can dig down, to the real truth, because I'd like to know the real truth. Is there a God or not? What's the source of good and evil? And I don't know, a lot of my recent university studies has taken me far and wide, and man, I've been loving being at college, learning about the natural world and such.